Hello students, good morning. I am your chemistry miss. Today we are going to see the lesson 6, that is gaseous state. That is the physical chemistry first lesson, that is the gaseous state. Today we are going to see only the introduction and what are the laws are present in that gaseous state. Okay, so first we are going to see the introduction. What is mean by, so first we are going to see what is air. So air are around us in the gaseous state, which is the state of matter. What is mean by matter? So everyone know about the what is mean by matter. So matter means that is the air around us in the gaseous state, which is state of matter. Okay, we can survey for the 2 weeks. So without food we can easily survey, but without air we cannot survey for even one day. So that is the main thing. So thus we inhale a lungs full of air every few seconds. Keep some of the molecules for our own need and some of the molecules that our body no longer needs. That is the reason we exhale the air in between immediately. That is the repeated process. So that is called as respiration. So okay, that is we are already know that. So what is mean by matter? Matter means that air around us in the gaseous state, which is the state of matter. So this air, the gaseous state, the gases are depends upon the chemical behavior, depends upon the composition of this atmosphere. So that is the sum of the air mixture. The atmospheric air contains so many different mixtures. So right, so that is earth is surrounded by the 78% of nitrogen and the oxygen is 21% and 1% of other gases. So this present, the gases are present in the form of diatomic molecules. For say for example, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, chlorine exist in the diatomic molecule. And another one, oxygen is exist in the another form, that is called as O3. O3 means that is called as ozone. Ozone, it is also gas at room temperature. It is also in the presence in the form of gas at the room temperature. This is the another one. So next one, the noble gases. Know what are the noble gases? Helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon or the noble gases. What is meant by noble gases? For a previous lesson we studied, that is complete octet configuration in the outermost electronic configuration. So that is called as noble gases. That is inert in nature because it does not react to the other of the molecules. So that is the chemically inert. So that is called as noble gases. It is present in the form of monoatomic gas. What is meant by monoatomic gas and diatomic gas? Monoatomic gas means that is single atom. Say for example hydrogen. Only one hydrogen, that is called as monoatomic. H2 means that is diatomic. More than one is called, 2 means that is di. So that is only one element, that is called as monoatomic. And another form of the gases are present in the atmosphere. Carbon dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, nitric oxide exist in the gaseous state. So these are all the gaseous molecule present in the atmosphere. That is, before going to see that, today this lesson we are going to see what are the properties of gases and what are the related phenomena of the gases. Okay, first before going to that, we are going to see the gaseous law. So before going to see that, what is the understand what is mean by pressure. Okay, the gas law is main role in the development of the chemistry. So this is, we are going to see the gaseous law. So before understand this concept, first what is mean by pressure. So what is mean by pressure? So that is the force applied. So they defined as the force divided by the area to which is the force is applied. So எந்த ஒரு பொருளை நம்ம எந்த ஒரு force கொடுக்கும், particular areaல எவ்வளவு force கொடுக்கிறோம், that is called as pressure. So that is what is the unit of this pressure, that is the kilogram meter second by meter square. Okay, so this is the unit of this pressure. Okay, this is the gas law. So next we are going to see the gas law. What are the gas law present here? That is Boyle's law, Charles law and Gay-Lussac law and Avogadro hypothesis. Okay, so these are the laws we are going to learn. First we are going to see what is mean by Boyle's law. First carefully listen. The definition is, at constant temperature, volume is directly proportional to its pressure. So what is again, once again, at constant temperature, volume is directly inversely proportional to this pressure. So that is 1 by P means that is inversely proportional to the pressure. Now we are introducing the constant, that is K. That is K into 1 by P, that is PV is equal to constant. So this is, suppose we are going to plot that graph, the pressure in the 1 by V volume. So it is a slope line, that is the straight line will be obtained. So another one, this is the, what is the meaning for that? At constant temperature will be constant throughout this reaction. So at constant, when a gas is compressed in a half of its volume, suppose we are taking one container full of gas, right? This is the 1 liter container, that is 1 liter container. What will happen? This is full of gaseous molecule is there. Now we are going to apply some pressure. What will happen? So apply the pressure means what will happen? Suppose the piston will be applied here. What will happen? The volume will be reduced. The pressure will be increases. The volume will be reduced. The density of this volume of the density is double. The unit area also double. Pressure is also increased. Suppose when we are applying the pressure, the volume will be, the container of the volume will be reduced. So that is the reason. So number of molecules collide with each other. So what is the reason? Suppose we are applying the pressure means what will happen? Compressed to half of its volume, the particle hitting the unit area. Suppose we are applying some pressure, apply the force of pressure. What will happen? The molecule collide each other very fastly. So that is the reason the pressure will be increased inside the container. So that is the reason the volume will be increases. Okay, so this is the another one. So hence the pressure would increases. So what is the condition means? When the pressure is increased, the volume will be reduced. When the pressure will be increased, the volume will be reduced. So that is we conclude that when a gas is compressed to half of its volume, the density is double, per unit area also double, pressure is also increased. Okay, so this is the another one. Next one is, what are the consequences of the Boyle's law? Well, we already know that we can write the Boyle's law. PV is equal to constant, right? This is the Boyle's law. PV is equal to constant. Suppose we have considered the two pressure and the volume, pressure, two gaseous substance. The pressure is P1 and P2, right? That is the two molecule of gaseous molecule. Pressure V1, volume V2, that is P1, P2. So what is mean by volume? Mass by density. So what is the definition of volume? Mass by density. So here also mass by density, that is. So suppose the mm will be cancelled. That is, the pressure is inversely proportional to this density. The density of a gas is directly proportional to the pressure. So that is, it is the relation between density and the pressure of the Boyle's law. So the conclusion is the density of a gas is directly proportional to the pressure. Okay, so this is the another one. So next one is in this one. First we find in your book, that is find the missing parameters. So that is the 3 parameters they already given. What are the parameters given? The pressure is 1 atmosphere, the volume is equal to 1 decimeter cube and volume, then temperature is constant. What is Boyle's law? At temperature constant, volume is inversely proportional to its pressure. So that is, we already know that, right? So here also we are calculating the missing pressure. So how to calculate? First one is, okay, I am writing the formula here, that is P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2 equal to P3 V3. So what is the formula? PV is equal to constant. That is the reason we am writing here. That is, what is P? That is 1 atmospheric pressure, right? What is V1? 1 decimeter cube. Okay, then what is the P2? That is 2 atmosphere. V2 only we are going to find out. That is V2 only we are going to find out. So that is V2 I am writing here equal to P3. P3 is 3 atmospheric pressure. That is P3 equal to P3 and V3. Okay. So P3 equal P3 into 0.25. Okay. So I am writing, substitute all that values. So here that is atmosphere. What is the atmosphere here? That is 2 atmospheric pressure into V2 equal to 1 atmospheric pressure into 1 decimeter cube. First we are taking the first two one, P1 P2 and V1 V2. So that is, we are considering that is 1 atmosphere. That is the two things we can only the writing here. So 2 atmosphere V2 is equal to 1 atmospheric pressure into 1 decimeter cube. So we want only V2. So what is V2? V2 is equal to 1 atmosphere into 1 decimeter cube by 2 atmosphere. Okay. So that is equal to, V2 is equal to 0.5 decimeter cube. Right. This is the first one. And another one, we are comparing that P3. So we are going to find out again another one is P3. What is P3? P3 only, that is the question mark. P3 also we have find out. So here I am writing here P3 into 0.25 equal to 1 into 1 decimeter cube. That is the P1 V1 value. This is P1 V1. So P3 equal to 1 into 1 divided by 0.25 equal to 4 atmospheric pressure. Okay, that is the P3. Okay, this is the missing parameters of this given. Find the missing parameter. The P1 already given in 1 atmosphere. And P2 is equal to 2 atmosphere. P3 is not given, that is question mark. V1 is equal to 1 decimeter cube. V2 is the question mark. V3 is equal to 0.2. Substitute all that values. P, what is the formula? P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2 and P3 V3. First we are comparing P1 and P2, then P3 and the P1 V1. Okay, so that is the comparing the two given values. So this is the P3 value is 4 atmospheric pressure. V2 is 0.5 decimeter cube. Okay, so next one is Charles law. What is meant by Charles law? Again, once again, at constant pressure, volume is directly proportional to temperature. Okay, at constant pressure, volume is directly proportional to temperature. So that is, we can write like this. So V proportional T. Okay, directly proportional to T. We can write like this also. At constant pressure, volume is directly proportional to temperature. We are introducing the constant V is equal to KT. So that is V by T is equal to constant. So here also temperature is increases. At constant pressure, the volume is also increases. So suppose the temperature will be increases, means what will happen? The volume is also automatically increases. So that is V1 T1 is equal to V2 T2 is equal to constant. This can be explained how it will be temperature increase, the volume is also increased. So that is one here. In your textbook, one experiment is here. That is, this is the one experiment. So that is, this is the ice water. This is the boiling water. Now we are taking one balloon, right? This is the one balloon we are taking. What will happen? The ice, taking that cold water, the balloon from the cold water and bath into the hot water. What will happen? The temperature of the water increases. What will happen? The gas made inside the balloon move faster and it is expand. The volume will be increases. So this is the normal balloon. We are kept in that hot water, boiling water, but what will happen? The gas will be expand. So when the temperature is increases, the gas will be expand. That is the reason inside the balloon the molecules are move faster and is expand. Hence the volume will be increases. Okay, this is the example. When a hot balloon, so when a balloon is move from the cold water to the hot water, what will happen? It will be expand. So and is move faster. So this is the another one. So this variation can be plotted in the graph. So okay, so how it will plotted? The volume was temperature for an ideal gas. So this is the temperature, normal Kelvin temperature. The plotted graph, that is one straight line. So one straight line, it is expand, that is V is equal to mt plus C. So that is the slope of this equation. The slope of this equation, V is equal to mt plus C. What is V? So when temperature, so this is the slope of this equation. This is the slope. The value is V is equal to V0 and Vm is equal to mt plus C. That is the temperature. Y is equal to mx plus C. That is the slope of this equation, mx plus C. What is x? That is the temperature. That is mt plus C. That is I am substituting here. That is V is equal to mt plus C when temperature is equal to 0 degrees Celsius. Volume is equal to V0. So V0 is equal to C. So here, and the slope of the straight line is m is equal to delta V by delta T. So now we substitute this equation. What is V? V is equal to delta V. This is the slope. That is delta V by V. The m value is delta V by delta T into V0. This whole equation is divided by V0. What will happen? V by V0, 1 by V0, delta V by delta T into T. So this will be cancelled. This has become 1. So here that is 1 by V0. We simplify that. What will happen? V delta V by delta T V0. This again we can write like this is a dissociation. This is alpha. This is V0 is directly proportional T plus 1. So this is the another one. This is some derivation. This is understand. This is the slope of this gas equation. That is the volume is directly proportional. V0 volume is directly proportional to the temperature plus 1. So next again the same thing, missing parameters. So here the pressure will be constant. At constant pressure, volume is directly proportional to temperature. That is called as Charles' law. Again here that the pressure constant, volume already given. So this is V2 is not given. Here also temperature is not given. According to Charles' law, what is the formula? V1 T1 is equal to V2 T2. Again we are comparing the first two one. First we are going to compare, substitute all the values first. So what is V1? V1 is equal to 0.3 divided by 200 Kelvin equal to V2 by 300 Kelvin is equal to 0.15 divided by T3. Okay. So this is the V2 T3. First we are going to simplify first two things. So V2 only, V2 is equal to 300 multiply 0.3 divided by 200. So here the 2. So V2 is equal to 0.45 decimeter cube. This is the first one. Second one, we are comparing this one. So first one and the third one. So first one is 0.3 divided by 200 equal to how much? 0.15 by T3. So we want T3. So T3 equal to 0.15 multiply 200 divided by 0.3 equal to T3 equal to 100. Okay. So this is the another one. So only first only we are taking the two one, another taking first we are considered first two things, then consider first next two things. Okay. So we are calculating the V2 and the V3. So the 100 V2 T3 is the temperature 100 Kelvin, that is decimeter cube. Okay. This is the another one. So this is the another law. So next one is what is meant by Gay-Lussac law. So Gay-Lussac law, at constant volume, pressure is directly proportional to the temperature. What is Gay-Lussac law? At constant volume, pressure is directly proportional to the temperature. That is P by T is equal to constant. So again P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. This is the another one. This is called as Gay-Lussac law. Gay-Lussac law means what is Gay-Lussac law? At constant volume, pressure is directly proportional to temperature. P by T is equal to constant. Okay, P1 V1 is equal to P2 T2. So what is Boyle's law? At constant temperature, volume at constant temperature, pressure volume is inversely proportional to the pressure. Okay, another one is what is Charles' law? At constant temperature, at constant pressure, volume is directly proportional to the temperature. Okay, so this is the Charles' law. The next one is what is Gay-Lussac law? Pressure is directly proportional to temperature at constant volume. So next we are going to see the Avogadro hypothesis. Don't confuse the Avogadro hypothesis and Avogadro number. Avogadro hypothesis, that is completely different. That is, volume is directly proportional to the number of molecules, the same condition of temperature and pressure. The pressure and temperature will be same. The volume is directly proportional to the what is N, number of molecules. Number of molecules are number of moles. So the number of moles present in the given molecule. So that is called as V directly proportional to N. V1 N1 is equal to V2 N2 is equal to constant. This is called as what is this? This is called as Avogadro hypothesis. So is repeatedly asking, is a 2-mark question. All the laws are very important. From the 4 laws, they derive one ideal gas equation. What is mean by ideal gas equation? So repeatedly asking question, what is ideal gas equation? Very, very important one. What is ideal gas equation? What is Boyle's law? Volume is inversely proportional to pressure. What is Charles' law? Volume is directly proportional to temperature. What is Avogadro law? The volume is directly proportional to N. So all these constant is volume, right? So that is, combine the 3 equation. Volume is directly proportional to NT by P. That is V is equal to, we are introducing the gas constant. What is R? Is a gas constant. Okay, what is R? Is a gas constant. nRT by P. PV is equal to nRT. What is N? Number of moles. R is equal to gas constant. T is equal to temperature. V1 is volume. P is pressure. Okay, so this is called as ideal gas equation. Derive ideal gas equation. One important 2-mark or 3-mark question. So what is first you write the Boyle's law. Charles, don't write the definition. Just this is only small derivation. Boyle's law. law, V directly inversely proportional to 1 by P. Charles law, V is directly proportional to temperature. And Avogadro's law, that is V is directly proportional to N. Combine these equation, V is directly proportional to Nt by P. We are introducing the gas constant. R is equal to gas constant, right? This is gas constant. That is V is equal to PV is equal to nRT. Okay, this is called as ideal gas equation. So what is mean by ideal gas equation? Abdina what PV is equal to nRT. So that is PV is equal to nRT. The gaseous molecule is satisfied the condition PV is equal to nRT. That is called as ideal gas equation. Or R is equal to proportionality constant or the gas constant. So what are the different values of gas constant? What are the different values? So for the condition, pressure is 1 atmospheric pressure, volume 22.4 liter decimeter cube, temperature 273 Kelvin. What is the gas value? PV is equal to nRT. We have substituted all that value. That is 1 atmospheric pressure. That is the gas constant. This is the constant value, right? So this is the 3 different value. This is liter atmospheric value. This is called as STP value, standard temperature and pressure. The pressure will be defined as the bar pressure. Bar pressure 10 by 5 Pascal. We are substituting that value. This is called as 8.314. Okay, 4 different values. So this is the bar pressure. This is called as bar decimeter cube. So here this is meter, this is decimeter, this is liter atmosphere, this is joule. These are all the different gas constant value. Okay, this is bar pressure Pascal, this is meter cube, this is decimeter cube, this is liter atmosphere, the liter Kelvin -1, mole -1. This is called as joule Kelvin -1. Okay, so this is the another one. So next we are going to see the what is mean by Dalton's law. So what is mean by Dalton's law? So the Dalton's law is defined as the sum of the partial pressure of the gas present in the given mixture. Suppose we are taking 5 different kind of gaseous mixture, 3 partial. How to calculate? P total. So that is total pressure is equal to sum of the partial pressure P1, P2 plus P3. That is sum of the partial pressure. So that is called as Dalton's law. What is mean by Dalton's law? Sum of the partial pressure present in the given mixture. So that is called as, this is called as Dalton's law. So next we are going to see them. It is ideally. This is also Dalton's law is also behave ideally. Ideally means that is PV is equal to nRT. So how to write? P1 is equal to N1 RT by V. What is P2? P2 is equal to PV is equal to nRT. So what is ideal gas equation? PV is equal to nRT. What is P? P is equal to nRT by V. We can write like this, right? Now we are substituting the 3 pressure, write the ideal gas equation. nRT, P2 is equal to N2 RT by V. What is P3? P3 is equal to N3 RT by V. Okay, so this is the another one. So next one, how to write P total. What is the P total? P total value means that is your sum of the all the pressure, right? P total is equal to N1 RT by V plus N2 RT by V plus N3 RT by V. Okay, so now you commonly taken from N1 plus N2 plus N3 RT by V. So that is called as P total. P total then again is equal to N total RT by V. Okay, so this is the equation. This is the P total, partial pressure. Total pressure can be expressed N total by RT by V. The partial pressure can also be expressed. What is meant by partial pressure? That is P1 by N1. That is the partial pressure. Okay, this partial pressure can also be expressed. This is the partial pressure, right? This can also be expressed. So that is RT by V can also be expressed as P1 by N1 or P2 by N2 or P3 by N3. Okay, so this is the partial pressure. In general, so commonly we can write Pi by Ni. So that is I means that is number of mixture. Okay, so how to write P total? P total is equal to N total Pi by Ni. So we can write N total by Ni into Pi. We can write like this. So what is Pi? We want the partial pressure of the individual mixture. So that is Ni by N total P total. Okay. So this is called as X into Xi into P total. How it will become? So what is again, next we are going to see in this detail what is mole fraction. You are going to learn for your 8th lesson what is mean by mole fraction. Mole fraction, sum of the, so in the given mixture, sum of the mole fraction for A compound. Suppose you are considered A, B and C. That is the 3 components. What is the mole fraction of A component? Sum of the, that is A component. Sum of number of moles per A component divided by the total number of moles of the 3 component in the given mixture. So what is mean by XB? So XB means B divided by A plus B plus C. What is mean by XC? So here that is C divided by A plus B plus C. Okay, so that is sum of the 3 compound. Okay, so that is number of moles of A, NB, NB, NC. Here also NA, NB, NC. Number of moles of A, number of moles of, this is N, right? Okay, now we are adding the mole fraction. What is mole fraction? XA plus XB plus XC equal to Na plus Nb plus Nc divided by, commonly we are taking Na plus Nb plus Nc is equal to 1. Okay, this will be cancelled. So from this we can conclude that sum of any 2 mole fraction is equal to 1. Sum of any 2 mole fraction. That is the reason we can write here the Pi. So I means that is the ith total. That is I mixture. I mixture means 1, 2, 3 or 4, 5. Any other number will be coming this one. So that is N total divided by Ni. So that is the reason Ni by N total. That is the mole fraction A, B and C. X is equal to, we can write the P total, that is mole fraction. This is called as mole fraction into P total. Okay, this is the conclusion for this mole fraction. A relation with the partial pressure can also be expressed in this way. This is the another one. Okay, so we can more understand the application of the Dalton's law, how to calculate that the dry has collected is equal to P total minus P into water vapor. So this Dalton's law, how to apply it, how to calculate the partial pressure. Using the Dalton's law, you can easily calculate the partial pressure. First one is, this is the mixture containing 4.76 mole of neon, 7.74 mole of argon and 2.5 mole of xenon. Okay, so this is a 3 mixture A, B and C, right? So that is the total pressure already given, that is 2 atmosphere. Calculate the partial pressure. How to calculate this one? First one is, what is the formula? First one is P neon. So first we are considering neon is equal to X neon. That is the mole fraction of neon by P total. This is the formula. First we are going to the mole fraction of neon. Or how to calculate? Number of neon divided by number of moles of neon plus number of moles of argon plus number of moles of xenon. Okay, this is the formula. Now you substitute all that values. What is the neon value is? That is 4.76. 4.76. What is the remaining value? Argon values, neon values. So you are adding the 3 values, right? We are adding the 3 values. Right, 4.76 plus 0.74 plus 2.5. Right? So you are simplifying that is equal to 0.595. This is the mole fraction of neon. Okay, next we are going to see the mole fraction of argon. What is mole fraction of argon? Is equal to N argon divided by number of neon plus number of argon plus number of xenon. Okay, you substitute all that values. 0.74 divided by 4.76 plus 0.74 plus 2.5. equal to, simplify that, answer is 0.093. What is another one is xenon. Number of mole fraction of xenon is equal to NXE divided by number of moles of neon plus number of moles of argon plus number of moles of xenon. Okay, substitute all that values. What is the xenon value? 2.5 divided by 4.76 plus 0.74 plus 2.5. You simplify that, 0.312. Okay, what is, first we have partial pressure of neon. What is the formula, right? Neon into P total. P total value already given. What is the neon value with? 0.595 multiplied 2. You simplify that, 1.19 atmospheric pressure. That is partial pressure of neon. Okay, so another one, partial pressure of this, partial pressure of argon. So again next we are going to see the partial pressure of argon. So how to write partial pressure of argon? Partial pressure of argon is equal to X argon into P total. S argon value how much? 0.093 multiplied 2 is equal to 0.186 atmospheric pressure, right? This is the another one. So next one, partial pressure of xenon is equal to X xenon, mole fraction of xenon into P total, equal to 0.312 into 2 equal to 0.624 atmospheric pressure. Okay, so this is the another one. Using this Dalton's law, we can calculate the partial pressure of the given mixture can be calculated. Okay, so next we are going to see the Gregham's law of diffusion. Gregham's law of diffusion. What is meant by diffusion? So diffuse ஆகி ஒரு இடத்துல இருந்து இன்னொரு இடத்துக்கு போறதுக்கு பேர் தான் என்னது diffusion. Suppose ஒரு கண்டெய்னர்ல இருக்குது. So this is the one container, right? So this is one container, one membrane is there. So some of the molecules move this side to the another side. So that is called as diffusion. So what is meant by diffusion? Gregham's law of diffusion. So the rate of diffusion. So the rate of diffusion is directly proportional to the rate of diffusion of different gases. Rate of diffusion of A and rate of diffusion of B is directly proportional to the square root of the molecular masses. So that is MB by MA, square root of the both the molecular masses. Rate of diffusion of different gases mixture is directly proportional to the square root of the molecular masses of this different temperature and the pressure. So how to calculate? Another one is using this Gregham's law. At rate of diffusion is directly proportional to the square root of the molecular masses. This is called as diffusion. The same thing, effusion is also another process. Where is the rate of diffusion or effusion is inversely proportional to the square root of the molar masses. So that is the inversely proportional. That is the reason MB by MA. Inversely proportional. So that is MB by MA. So using this one, again we can calculate the rate of diffusion of the time. So that is again another one problem. Rate of diffusion. Okay, another one, rate of diffusion of 0.5 times that of nitrogen at the same temperature and pressure. Calculate the molar mass of the unknown gas. So what first we are going to write the formula. What is the formula? Rate of unknown divided by rate of nitrogen. Okay, equal to square root of m of nitrogen, molecular mass of nitrogen by unknown. What is the unknown value? We don't know. So rate of nitrogen already given, that is 0.5 is equal to square root of the molecular masses 28. So molecular masses of nitrogen molecular atomic masses, nitrogen is that is 14. 2 molecule into 2 is equal to 28. So that is the reason 28 here. That is m unknown. We have to find out, right? So here that is squaring the both side. Squaring both side, what will happen? 0.5 the whole square is equal to 28 by m unknown. M unknown, right? So here m unknown equal to 28 divided by 0.5. 25 is equal to 112 gram more minus 1. Okay, so this is the Gregham's law of diffusion. This is also one important question. Rate of diffusion is inversely proportional to the square root of both the molecular masses. So that is the rate of diffusion of different gases is inversely proportional to the square root of both the molecular masses. Rate of diffusion of different gases is inversely proportional to the square root of both the molecular masses. Okay, so that is using this formula we can calculate the formula, calculate another one, rate of diffusion of unknown gases. Okay, so that's all about this. That's all about today class. Next we are going to see the what is meant by ideal gas equation, what are the deviation of the ideal behavior, and also compressibility factor. Next one is correction factor. Derive the ideal gas equation. Okay, so that's all about this lesson. So next video we complete that this lesson also. Okay, thank you children.